Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to look at this Saturn going direct in Pisces at 25 degrees and 9 minutes at 10:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 27th, 2025. Finally, lessons in Pisces are coming to an end. These lessons may have been a little tougher to some. If you're not familiar with the water energy, many of us had to surrender, let go and go with faith in many situations, especially where Saturn was transiting in your chart. The time of feeling like we were drowning or the victim with our circumstances is lifting, and we are coming out of this retrograde with enlightenment that we can get through anything. Let me tell you. Right? Oh goodness. I'm a Pisces sun, so I felt it. As Saturn makes its way back up to Aries and will enter Aries at 0 degrees on February 13th, 2026, tensions are leaving slowly but surely. And if you still have lingering opposing energy, you will have the opportunity to correct this course until February 2026. Some may see the repeat of energy that came from April and May of 2025 when Saturn was in the last degrees of Pisces, but you will know how to handle it because that is how Saturn teaches its lesson. All right, so I'm going to go over all the signs. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a full picture of how this is happening in your world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hi Virgo, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to take a look at the Saturn in Pisces that's happening in your 7th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so Saturn going direct in the 7th house. The 7th house is your marriage partners. It is your one-on-one alliances, your one-on-one partnerships, relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, friendships, collaborations and contracts, business associations, clients are here, open enemies, and therapists, marriage partners. I think I said marriage partners, but I'm not sure. With Saturn going direct here, Saturn is bringing back that authority, that confidence, that power, maybe even freedom restored in this house of the 7th. This could be structure coming through to build new clients or to build new relationships with business. This could also be taking back your leadership within relationships. This can look like business and authority figures, bosses. This could mean that you're becoming the boss of the business, maybe even taking other leadership roles in regards to business associations. This could look like you having the perseverance or maybe even detachment in regards to relationships that's needed for you to get through them. Okay, because Saturn can make you have a excuse me, Mercury is retrograde right now. I'm trying. Desensitization of feelings that are in regards to your relationships. Okay, so this could be that there's a repeat of situations of relationship that happens, but you know how to handle it. You've been through the victimization and suffering with your relationships already with Saturn retrograde. It was working on you internally on how to change either the dialogue that was concerning the relationship or to structure the relationship if you are not in a relationship. This could look like Saturn bringing one in for you. Okay. If you had trouble with jobs one way or another, depending on the situation, Saturn can either make you take leadership over your authority within and push you out of that job, or it can make you the leader of a job. If you don't have one, this could mean that one is coming in. Clientele being activated. There probably was some instances to where you had to tolerate certain circumstances that dealt with clientele. If you have many clients and you're an entrepreneur, this could mean that more clients are coming in, or this could mean that the situation of whatever you are building within your business is accumulating, right? That either more business is coming in, or this could be that end of a project that you had been waiting on. Transformation and endings is Pisces. Loss is Pisces. So it does look like there could have been some of you that lost relationships, that lost jobs, okay? And this could be a time to where those are gained back in one way, shape, or form. Even existing relationships that you had already had, but it's up to you whether or not you want to take the reins, whether or not you want to take the authority upon that relationship, okay? Now, we have Pisces circled here. I want to look at the ruler, what Saturn rules, which is Capricorn. And Capricorn is located in your 5th house. The 5th house is love. It's your love life. It's your dating life. It's fun, enjoyment, your God-given gifts and talents. This is also where media is and popularity status, like going viral, okay? The 5th house is also considered friendships too, and any type of hobbies that you may have. Children is also here. So it's talking to the 7th. Okay, so your dating life could have an upgrade, or this could mean that you find someone to date, right? It could literally be a Capricorn. It could literally be a person that is or seems like they have it all together. This could be that you're building something, a project of something with your God-given talents. Work being activated with Capricorn could mean that the talent that you have, the hobby that you're doing, could be associated with something that you enjoy, right? Something that could also bring in some type of work or structure for you, okay? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a job. This could be a situation of, on an everyday basis, you have to include those talents and genius, or you have to put forth an effort to have enjoyment in your life. Structure is necessary for you to tame the 7th house, for you to get along with people, for you to enjoy people, for you to relate to others, right? Children are here in the 5th house, and children could have an impact on you during this time. That there could be an instance of having a child, or this could be that children are having an upgrade within their work. This could also be that fathers have an impact on the child during this time, okay? Fathers are activated with Capricorn. So this could mean that maybe a situation of them becoming a parent, or this could be a situation of them finding love. Again, this can be you finding love, right? But this love that you would find is a love that would actually help all situations of the relationship, such as money, such as building you up with love, right? Because Saturn being activated, Saturn is bringing in that structure and planning for the long term, right? With Capricorn activated. This could also mean that pets are activated, and you could be actually working with pets. Let me give you an example. So I breed cattle, I work with cattle, right? And this could be similar to that with you working with animals, or this could be a situation to where you get more clientele for you to work with animals, such as being a dog trainer, such as you're a pet sitter, something like that, right? So I want to look at Aquarius. Let's see. No, I want to do the 10th house. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn in astrology, so it will be activated. And Gemini is there, and Gemini deals with speaking, it deals with public speaking, it deals with communication to your mind and other people. Getting communication, right, is Gemini. Gemini is also ambidextrous, working with your hands. That can look like anything. With Pisces activated, it could be astrology or tarot. This could be also advertising is Gemini. Tools is Gemini. Gemini is also considered people, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors. And those people could have an impact on your business. If you have a business, that they could help with your business. They could help you by working with their hands. Also, the environment you grew up in is Gemini. Moving and movement is Gemini. Media and writing, and skills and learning abilities. So with this connection here, it could look like there could be some type of situation where you're advertising for something new, or advertising for something that you do in regards to working with pets, in regards to media, in regards to your writing abilities, your skills and learning abilities, right? Any type of God-given talent that you have. And that has an impact on you gaining more clients, you getting the jobs coming in. You also could advertise yourself, right? I mean, Gemini is advertisement. 10th house is your power and your status. And this could be a time to where you're advertising yourself as single, or advertising yourself as married, right, on media. And therefore, there's a gain in the 7th house in some way, shape, or form. 10th house is your legacy. 10th house is your work and career and reputation. It is the status that you hold, the title you hold, your power. And there could be some type of communication coming in regards to your status. Doesn't necessarily have to be something that you know about, because Pisces is hidden. And it can be secrets that come to light. And it could be that the other person that you have a relationship with communicates to you in regards to what they want out of the relationship, or what they want to do for work, right? It could be changing. It could be the other person, their father has an impact in regards to your power, okay? That could look like many things, by the way. because other people are activated in that 7th house. The lover that you have, the partnership you have in business, your friendships are there, right? And friendships are going through a structure, okay, as a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. They're going through a structure of, do I have time for this person? Do they lift me up in my life? Are they there for me when I need them? Capricorn is many of those things, right? Do they help me whenever I need that structure? Do they show me my accountability? This is also the other person stating that to you of, you need to be accountable for, or you need to have structure with. Saturn direct could make that come out for you to gain momentum in regards to the relationship status that you have, okay? When Virgos are in a relationship, usually it is to promote that legacy to leave behind, okay? Because Capricorn is in our love house, right? That we need someone that has a job, or we need someone that can build something with us, whether that be a family, money, a business, it doesn't matter. It's something tangible and also something that is long lasting. So a mindset could be set around that with the 10th house activated with Gemini of, does this person 1, 2, 3, right? And that could actually be changing during this time. There could be changes within the relationship if you are in a relationship, and there could be changes within your dating life to point you in that direction of, I need some type of structure within my love life, right? So it's just something to think about. With Saturn direct, it can push out people that do not have that structure so that you can find that structure. And it could be an enlightenment that happens, because Pisces has an enlightenment indication with it, that this is what I need out of my relationships, okay? All right, so I want to look at Aquarius. Aquarius being in the 6th. All right, let me get another pen because it gets a little confusing. Aquarius is the traditional sign that Saturn rules, okay? That's why I'm bringing up Aquarius. Saturn rules in modern astrology Capricorn, but in traditional it rules Aquarius. And Aquarius deals with groups and clubs and affiliations. It deals with the public. It deals with associations of long distance. It also deals with the internet and socializing in a big way, more than 3 people. This could actually look like, with Saturn talking to Aquarius, of situating and structuring the right people within your life on a lifestyle basis. And this could mean that, being Saturn authority figures and leaders, that you yourself were meant to lead a group of some type, were meant to maybe throw like those events, right, with more than 3 people, or be on the internet in your lifestyle as a leader, right? I'm a Virgo rising. I'm a leader on the internet. At least I see myself that way, right? It's all about perspective. Anyways, but whether it be in business, whether it be in whatever you're doing, your lifestyle is wrapped around Aquarius. And there could be also Aquarian themes of disassociating your emotions with your lifestyle so that you can have the structure. Because Virgos have this way about them of seeing every detail, right? And organizing everything to situate the situation. Did I say that right? Yeah, to situate the situation to where we have to do this first, and then we can do that, and then we can do this, and right? So it could be the detachment that needs to happen in regards to the everyday, right? So 6th house is your lifestyle, it's your everyday routine. This is also your health, okay? So whenever you're having some type of health problem, it could be associated with too much scrolling, too much being on the internet. It could also be that solutions can be found on groups, clubs, and affiliations, or it can be found from the internet, right? It can also be, I'm trying to think of any other Aquarian themes, because Aquarius is innovative. Aquarius is freedom. And this could just be that you're trying to situate everything in your life to where you have freedom. Freedom to do as you please. Freedom to work as you want to work. Freedom within relationships, all the way around. That is, I'm in the U.S. That is the American dream. Freedom. So I'm sure it's in your life too. You need freedom financially. You need freedom to do as you please. Well, Aquarius being activated with Saturn, this could actually happen, right? This could actually happen to where you're capable of being that leader to serve others how you want to. This can be a freedom within your daily routine, your daily work and employment. This could be freeing you from that work and employment situation that no longer serves you. You know what I mean? Self-mastery is also the 6th house. And there's something new that could come into your life for you to get a hold of to grab that authority, such as that enlightenment that happens within relationships. Maybe that relationship wasn't good for you and you couldn't see it for a very long time. Saturn goes direct. It takes the relationship out of your life, or it makes you structure yourself to be in that relationship. So there is a detachment from whatever emotions are affiliated. Do you know what I mean? So self-mastery is there, and you can find more self-mastery over the internet with clubs, groups, and affiliations from those leaders, those authority figures. I use Tony Robbins and Sage Robbins for relationship aspect. Also, you can use Reagan Hillier for your daily routine, right? Or Abraham Hicks can help you detach those emotions from whatever you're trying to get on a constant, okay? I'm trying to see if there's any other ways. This could look like you being on the internet for work. Daily work and routine is here, and this could mean that you're starting to actually work over the internet, if that's not something that you've been doing. 6th house being organizing and detail orientation, you're capable of taking the details and then changing them. Aquarius is innovative, so there's a way. There is a way for you to get that freedom, whether it is in love, work, your daily routine, your health situation. There is a way for you to actually obtain it. And you can find this through groups, clubs, and affiliations, or those people that are in charge of those, right? You can also find it through authority figures. One way to have what you want in life is to mimic those that have it already and to find those people. And this could mean that you find those people during this time, okay? Okay, so I want to look at Pluto is in Aquarius, and it's going to change this house. Pluto will sextile Saturn, okay? And Pluto is transformation, death, and rebirth. And there could be literal deaths within work. There could be literal situations of, that thing that had been ailing you since, oh my goodness, Pluto being in Capricorn, right? That maybe you had been trying to structure your everyday life and it's just been hard to do so. That can actually happen with Pluto here, transforming this house, transforming the way that your lifestyle is completely, and affiliating you with the right soul tribe, affiliating you with the right connections, and also giving you an upgrade in regards to if you are on the internet, okay? Let's see. Pluto being rebirth also. Remember, I was talking about birth of children. So keep that in the back of your head because it is a possibility with that transformation happening here. Now, there could be a winning that happens. Fifth house being activated, your lifestyle being activated, the way that you had always been doing work or leaving a legacy being activated. There could be some type of winning that happens and bestows something upon you. And it would happen either with, it could be a situation with a Saturn person, such as a literal Capricorn. It could be a literal Aquarius. It could be a literal person that has it together, a father figure, an authority figure, a leader of some type that gives you something, right? That helps you with your lifestyle. So keep that in the back of your head, that is a possibility of someone giving you something to change things for you, a winning of some type. This could also be that because you structured so much on a daily basis, that you yourself are creating that winning. You know, I'll give you an example of every day I try to do a video in the morning so that I can get my projects done for YouTube. Then I go to work, right? My days are full. I mean, really, of getting up in the morning, doing my spirituality stuff, and then getting to work. And then, you know, my job is physical. I build fences. So it's, you know, not climate controlled. Or, yeah, you know what I mean? It's not climate controlled. And I'm consistently doing things, walking, standing, lifting, whatever. Driving the skid steer, right? I'm consistently doing things and I have to be in focus and on point. But when I come home, the day hasn't ended for me. I can't just sit down and not do anything because I have laundry to do. I have dogs at home. I have to feed them. I have fish at home. I have to feed them. You know, I have to feed my husband and myself. I have to take a shower, you know, and then I might get maybe an hour of rest, of sitting. And then I get up and do the dishes and I prepare food for the next day. You know, it just keeps going. And the next day I wake up at what, you know, I do it all over again. So time is of the essence for me. And you have to place a structure upon that. That could be what you're doing. And that's how you gain that winning. Does that make any sense? Okay, so I want to look at Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus in the 9th house. Uranus is the ruler over Aquarius and it's retrograde. Is changing you internally for you to think about things in a different manner when it comes to money, when it comes to home, when it comes to your self-worth, when it comes to your confidence, okay? Taurus is self-confidence, self-worth, also money, the way that you spend money, the way you deal with money, the way you think about money. It is homes, also merchandise, okay? It can be agricultural, because Taurus is agricultural. Taurus is also Venusian, beautiful things, luxurious things, right? All of these things are being activated by I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But all of these things are activated by Uranus, of being retrograde, of do I need this? Do I want this? How do I think about this? Do I see myself as a person that wants to accumulate a lot of money, or do I want to accumulate a lot of love? Ninth house is your belief system surrounding that. Ninth house is also opportunities and blessings that can come to you out of nowhere, okay? So there is something that could happen to push you forward. You gain money in some way, shape, or form. You have the opportunity to get a home or a property. You have an opportunity to get land, right? Agricultural land. You also have opportunities to, you know, take time out for yourself to give yourself self-worth and love. You know, Uranus retrograde can create that emotional chaos within, so that you make a move on what's really good for you. And that is a possibility with the ninth house. The ninth house being activated is also the bigger picture. And my goodness, the bigger picture is always in the back of our heads of, I'm trying to build up to this. Because we have Capricorn in the fifth, right? Our God-given talent and genius is wanting to come out with structure and planning. And that includes everything in our life, our friendships, our love life, right? How we have fun. Because if we're stagnant, we don't necessarily have fun, right? So ninth house is also in-laws and grandchildren and grandparents. And there could be changes that happen with in-laws, grandchildren, and grandparents. You know, remember that the seventh house is activated with other people. So this could mean that that structure comes from the relationship, the partner that you have, whatever is happening in their life, okay? And that pushes you forward. In-laws, grandchildren, grandparents activated, okay? This could mean that your child is having a child and you're building up that family. You're starting to become the person that is of authority in the family. Yeah, you probably were before being a mom or a dad, but this could mean that, oh, all of a sudden I am a grandparent, and so I am the elder. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Okay, so ninth house is also skills and learning abilities. It can be teachers, preachers, and gurus. And a teacher, preacher, and guru can have an impact on your life during this time in regards to that belief system that is surrounding that lifestyle, because the sixth house is activated with Uranus. You see the connection? So there is some type of impact that can happen from a teacher, preacher, or guru, or you yourself could become that person, right? Changes are happening. It could be that circumstances are changing for you to be that person of authority, for you to be that person of a teacher, preacher, or guru, for you to become that person that can, if you give lessons of any type, you are a teacher, preacher, or guru. Or if you are a trainer of any type, you are a teacher, preacher, or guru. You know what I mean? So this could be the time to where your lifestyle changes to accumulate more clients for that, right? Do you see the connection? Okay, so ninth house is also religion and belief systems. Doesn't necessarily have to be religious. It could just be belief systems. But if you are religious, I do suggest that you listen to Joyce Meyer, if you're of the Christian community, okay? Because Joyce Meyer has a way of conducting leadership within that you can take charge of your mindset, okay? Whether you're a woman or a man. I know that Joyce Meyer is a woman and some men have a thing, right? but I'm just saying, she's really good at what she does. She's really good at helping you structure your lifestyle to where you can actually follow what you believe in. And then it mirrors itself with scripture. Anyways, but that's only if you're of the Christian community. Also, if this is a belief system in general, it could be beliefs surrounding you accumulating so much, you living that luxurious life, you having love. There are belief systems that are stuck within you that are changing. Uranus is making you look at things in a different way. Different is Uranus, right? It's making you look at things in a different manner to where it doesn't matter what love is to you, love is coming to you. Does that make any sense? Because it can just happen. The divine can step in and bring in the opportunity in the ninth house, because the ninth house is available to you right now. I'm going to give you an example. So there were times where I had unrequited love, which means that I loved the person, they didn't love me back. Right? And I was wanting love so bad. I asked God to give me something, in my life. Well, I had a dream. I had a dream about a person. I couldn't see the person. And this person was just loving me the way that I wanted to be loved. And when I woke up, I was like, okay, I didn't see the person. So it has nothing to do with another person. This has everything to do with me. I need to love myself the way that I want to be loved. And then boom, right? I started doing things for self-love. I started doing things that I enjoyed and thought that, could bring me more joy. Does that make any sense? So this could be a time to where that changes for you. And I think that might be about it, Virgo. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Hi, Scorpio. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at the Saturn going direct in your 5th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. The 5th house deals with your love life. It deals with children, your God-given talents. Also, pets, dating, celebrity status, popularity status, recognition, joy, hope, and optimism. Friendships are here. Fun sex is here. This is also considered infidelity, the infidelity house. There's always two sides to a house, right? And two sides to every sign. Creativity is here. With the 5th house activated with Saturn, you may have come across as having some problems with children, having children, victimization and suffering as Pisces. So they could have felt like a victim or went through some type of loss or suffering here. Loss is Pisces. Pisces is also habits, and it can be healing and restoration. So depending on the person of a scorpionic zodiac sign, you could have went through some type of healing and restoration in regards to children or due to children. I'll give you an example. I know a Scorpio who had a child, and she had to stop the habits that she was going through, and therefore hasn't picked up those habits again. This could have been a situation of children having an impact in regards to self-sabotaging behavior. So it could have went one way or another. It could have made you feel like a victim or suffering in some way, shape, or form. Maybe because when you have children, postpartum is a thing. Depression is defined with Pisces, right? So depression could have happened. Also, this could look like Saturn retrograde not letting you have the fun that you desire, or having to tolerate situations before you interacted with your friends or interacted with your love. Dating life is a thing here, and this could have also been you came across people that had habits, or you came across people that felt like they were suffering or a victim in some manner. This could be that Saturn retrograde could have shown you your capabilities of your psychic and intuitive abilities, and therefore you're passing it on to your children, or this could be you using it in regards to spirituality or to heal others, okay? Or just yourself. It doesn't have to be others. Media is activated with Pisces, and there could have been a lot of, suffering and victimization that you've seen on the media, more so than other people. You could have also put your suffering and victimization on media, and therefore there was some type of enlightenment that happened due to you actually interacting with media. You could have put your psychic and intuitive abilities on media, okay, such as astrology and tarot, anything that deals with spirituality, mediumship, past life readings, karma readings is here with Pisces. You could have delved deep into those readings, and it changed your life in some way, shape, or form. Now, a person of a Piscean zodiac could have changed your life also. Fathers, father figures, authority figures, they're all Saturn. And they could have an impact in regards to your life, okay? That could be grandparents, right? Granddads. The person that is wearing the pants in the family is considered Saturn. Saturn is leadership. Saturn is authority. It's also not just authority figures and fathers, but bosses. Desensitization can be Saturn. It can also give you that desire to structure, that desire for freedom within the fifth house. And some people with love, okay, I'm going to explain this as good as I can with Mercury retrograde. Okay, some people with love dealing with Saturn retrograde, it could have made you feel like you'd never have love, or that love was a very huge complex within your world, and you had to consistently push in leadership for that love. Does that make any sense? Whether you're with someone or not, this could have been love for yourself or for other people. Okay? Now, Saturn going direct is going to lift the burden. Saturn going direct can bring in more of intuitive and psychic abilities, can bring in transformations of that dating situation to turn into something. Love is abound. Saturn direct can also, if you have been trying to have a child, this could be the time that it happens. Saturn direct can also bring in more joy, hope, and optimism, which is the fifth house, in regards to not just, everyday life, but faith. Your faith can get better. blessings can come out of nowhere, right? With Saturn being that structure and planning, it could be that you're situating your life to enjoy it rather than sit and do nothing, okay? This could also be some type of ending of a situation that deals with a child, that their suffering and victimization can end with Saturn going direct. I'm seeing if there's anything else here I can tell you. Celebrity, popularity, and recognition status. You could go viral if you're a person that does psychic and intuitive things on media. This could also be if you put your God-given talents on media, that this could mean that you're going viral during this time. Saturn does make you work for something, so this is due to past actions that you've done on media, okay? And you can reap the rewards that Saturn has for you. All right, so I want to look at the 10th house. Saturn rules Capricorn in astrology. So in modern astrology, Capricorn in the 10th house being activated here. Okay, so I'm going to go over the 10th house. The 10th house is your power. It's where your power comes from. The 10th house is how you show the public your power. It's also your legacy, your professional life, your work, your career, your reputation, your father's health and wealth. These are people of mentorship that are here in the 10th house. The 10th house is your role in life, the status that you hold. And yours is in Leo, okay? And Leo is the ruler over the 5th. So the way that other people interact with you, with your power, is that you're on top, right? You're on top of the mountain, because Capricorn is the mountain. You're on top of the mountain and you're shining. This is also Leo being love and joy, joyfulness. That joyfulness could actually come back into your professional life, or this could be a time to where you're considering, with Saturn being freedom, that you're considering putting out more on media, or you're considering being on media because media is activated, and therefore you will be shining. And if it is for work, because it can be for work, that you will be recognized and rewarded for whatever you're doing, as maybe an advertising, because the 3rd house is located with Capricorn. Maybe it's advertising for media. Maybe it's bringing out more communication, or having more communication, or you're interacting with the right people that actually, you know, considered with work, it would be the people that you're consistently speaking to, that they're seeing and shining a light to you, and therefore you can upgrade with work. This could be a situation to where your work actually turns fun again because of your God-given talents and genius, right? Your skills and learning abilities being activated with Capricorn. This could also be if you're not in the place that you want to be within work, that you figure out a new skill or ability, because that is the 3rd house, so that you can shine with your status, or that you can shine with your professional life. Now, this can also be a situation with love, that you could literally find a Capricorn or a Leo or a Pisces, or this could be that dating life is transforming to where you're actually enjoying love, okay? It could transform into maybe a better relationship, but I'm not necessarily seeing marriage yet. It's more or less asking you, how do you define love? Does it give you freedom? Does this love give you freedom? Right? Because there are other planets abound in your 7th house, and we'll get there. So I want to go over the 3rd house first so that you understand what you're dealing with here with Capricorn and your power. The environment you grew up in is the 3rd. Moving and movement, media and writing, skills and learning abilities. This is tools, gadgets such as phones, laptops, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors are here. Small education and certificates are activated with the 3rd. Your mindset, communication to yourself and to other people. So with this interaction with not just the 3rd house, but the 10th and the 5th here, that there could be some communication that comes from an aunt, uncle, cousin, relative, niece, nephew, or neighbor telling you or showing you the power that you have within your relationship, within your professional life. Also, it could be the legacy that you have for your children. It could also be communication that comes in regards to how to get more freedom, right? Or how to get that job. That could be something. It could just be communication, doesn't have to be from those people, but it could just be communication that comes to you in regards to you got a job, right? Because Capricorn is activated. This could also be in regards to how to have more love and fun in your life within your mindset. And Saturn being direct can lead you to the right mentors. Okay. I want to look at Aquarius. Aquarius is also another another sign that is ruled by Saturn. In traditional astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. In modern astrology, it's ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. You get what I'm trying to say. Okay. Man, this Mercury retrograde, I've never experienced it like this. And this is not good because I have things that I have to do. Not just with YouTube and interacting with you guys, but also interacting with other people. Oh, I hope it gives a little bit. Okay, so we're going to look at Aquarius. Let me get another pen here. Aquarius being in that 4th house. Okay, and the 4th house being activated with parents, with past situations, with family, also with homes and properties. It can be security, the way you feel secure. Okay, emotional security, sense of belonging, your emotional body and your foundation is activated here. And is talking to that Saturn, right? Of what is love and how does it make me feel? Okay, and interactions with groups, clubs, and affiliations, which is Aquarius. Also, the internet. Aquarius can be friendships to long distance, older siblings. It can be goals and your hopes, dreams, and wishes. But interactions with that to structure your home life, right? That you could feel like you need to maybe move, okay, because that 3rd house was activated with Capricorn. This could be that maybe you're planning to move or wanting to move to have more fun and joy in your life. This could also be because of children, right? Children could have an impact in regards to those groups, clubs, and affiliations that you have within your home life. It could have an impact on their emotional security. It could also have an impact on your emotional security, right? But the whole reason of Saturn is to structure the situation. So If it's dealing with your children's emotional body, you're trying to structure the situation with new interactions of clubs, groups, and affiliations. And it could be a new school. This could be some type of new group that they're wanting to be affiliated with. With fifth house activated, it could be sports. It could also be some type of hobby that they're doing, one way, shape, or form. Performing arts, and arts is the fifth house because of Leo owning that fifth house, right? So it can have something to do with that. It could also be that there is some type of transformation happening within the fifth of your talents, of your hobbies, of the way that you used to have fun, and therefore you're having to change everything. You're changing your lifestyle, you're changing your home life due to your emotional body, okay? Due to maybe depression was a thing with, the habit that you had, and you're having to change it and figure out who to hang out with and who not to hang out with. Saturn is trying to structure you in regards to self-sabotaging your life, self-sabotaging your love, right? For yourself and for other people. Pluto is activated in Aquarius right now. So there could be transformations that happen within the fourth house during this Saturn going direct. It could be transformations within properties, home life, families, transformations within your mother's life, a mother figure, or being a mother, right? Mother figures are activated with grandparents too. So that could be, a grandmother or a mom, or a person that acts of a nurturing nature within your world. Transformations are abound here. Pluto can be transformation, death, and rebirth. So this could be that you're becoming a mother, right? And you're associating yourself with groups, clubs, and affiliations, or this is you that's already a mom that is getting involved with the right club, groups, and affiliations to help you structure situations with children, right? If it doesn't have anything to do with children, this is you concerning your emotional body due to your gifts and talents and genius that you have, your hobbies. And what this could do is transform that hobby into something bigger. It could be viral. You could go viral, right, with that hobby. You could actually get more involved with groups, clubs, and affiliations with your hobby at home. This could also be that you're making your home life part of the public. And I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you have some land and your hobby is duck hunting or something like that, right? Well, that hobby can turn into a recreational work at your home, at your land. Does that make any sense? So you could turn your land into, what do they call that? Conservation land. And it becomes public. And therefore other people can come, right? It changes everything. Groups, clubs, and affiliations of that land, of your home. Okay? This could also be a situation to where you're getting involved with yourself and who you are. Your emotional body is activated. And you're figuring out what gives you security. And that security could have something to do with work. But it could also have something to do with a person of authority. And it's changing. It's changing due to you being affiliated with clubs, groups, or affiliations, or that person being affiliated with those clubs, groups, and affiliations. Therefore, that home life changes. And you could actually, let's say you lived in the country or a rural area, you could actually start being a part of the city or community, right? Depending on where you are. This could mean that you're moving closer to the city life and you're interacting with people more often because that's what you need on an emotional level. That could be it. It could be also a situation with Aquarius activated that you find nurturing over the internet in some way, shape, or form. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. Goals are activated, and it could be one of your goals to use your hobbies and talents and genius, right? And do it from home, or be a part of a group, club, or affiliation over the internet, right? And this could actually happen. You could be the person that people go to for nurturing, like an admin of sorts over the internet with groups, clubs, and affiliations activated. But Saturn being activated, being work, let's define it as work. This could mean that your capability of working from home, that dream of wanting to work from home or goal to work from home, it comes true. Transformation is happening in that fourth house. This could mean that if you don't have a home, that you find the right one over the internet or through groups, clubs, and affiliations. It could also be from your mother, right? Or from some type of grandparent, okay? I'm seeing if there's anything else here. I do want to look at Uranus. Uranus is the ruler over Aquarius, the modern astrology, and Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. So this is where I was telling you that you have planets in the 7th house that are interacting with this Saturn, okay? Now, Uranus retrograde is working internally. Is working internally. It's also redoing, revising, revisiting situations that may deal with love, right? Right? I tried to say that as nice as I could because I understand. I have Saturn in the 7th. I'm a Virgo rising, okay? But this is kind of the same thing almost, because Uranus can create chaos within, with love life, with interactions with other people, relating with other people. It can also be a repeat, right? Everything retrograde is the re's. So it could be a repeat of situations that's happened with love life, with interactions with other people, with business associations, with clients maybe. So this could be a repeat of situations. But Uranus is changing you internally so that you can relate to other people on a better, on a lovable level. Because Taurus is love. Taurus is homes. Taurus is merchandise. Taurus is also money, right? Taurus can be luxurious, luxurious, luxurious. Goodness. Oh, goodness. Scorpio, let me laugh at myself, right? Oh, man. Oh, Taurus can be luxurious things. It can be beautiful things. It is ruled by Venus. Okay. And Uranus is asking you, is this relationship beautiful? Is it what you want? Does it have enough love in it? Is there stability within this relationship, okay? If it's not dealing with a one-on-one relationship, it's asking you about the job. Is it enough money? Are you making enough money? Is there situations where you need to figure out how to make more money with more relations of professional life, right? Of getting more clients, of having maybe another business partner. Uranus can make changes happen too. So an actual business partner could come in, or a relationship could upgrade to marriage. But it's asking you, are you ready? What is your definition of that relationship? Okay. Now, not everyone is going to have an upgrade of relationship with Saturn direct. It could be that you're defining the relationship a different way. With you in particular, with love being activated with Saturn direct, this is your power is coming back into the relationship of whatever it looks like, right? Your power, your leadership, the way that you are deciding to structure that relationship doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship. This could be business. This could be clients. Okay. But with Saturn going direct, whatever burden was surrounding that situation is going to lift. All right. Okay, I think that might be about it, Scorpio. Thank you for your patience and listening to me stutter. All right. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Saturn in your 4th house that's going direct. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the 4th house being activated. The 4th house is your property, your home, your family, nurturing mothers, motherhood, mother figures, parents, right? Security, your emotional security, your sense of belonging, your emotional body, and your foundation. So Saturn being retrograde could have had lessons in regards to how to console your emotional body. You could have dealt with depression, because that's Pisces. Also, any type of victimization or suffering in regards to your home life. This could have been also with mothers, okay? There could have been loss of mothers, grief in regards to mothers, okay? Grief in regards to losing homes or property. Anything that dealt with homes or properties. Surrender is a thing that happens when Pisces is activated. And this could have been that you had to surrender to whomever is of authority within your world in regards to your home life, or in regards to surrendering to your emotional body. Just letting the crazy come out, right? It happens. It really does. Also, there could have been situations where you had to surrender to not just parents and not just your emotional body, but maybe there were situations that had happened due to floods, due to water, right? Plumbing, things that were happening and breaking in the home. And Saturn could have been teaching you lessons on how to fix it, or taking your authority back on getting it fixed. You know what I mean? It could have been situations with Saturn retrograde, you feeling like you don't belong anywhere in particular. And Saturn going direct, it can bring in that planning. It can bring in that strategy on how to feel like you belong again. Or it can bring in that strategy or planning on how to obtain a home or property. It can also be a result of transformations of that home and property, okay, for the good, for the better. Because Saturn, it's rewarding you for any type of past actions that you've had in regards to this fourth house, okay? This could also be authority figures, bosses, people that are of power within your home life. With Saturn going direct, it's going to give you that power back. It could also make you take leadership in regards to maybe being a mom or a parent. Maybe you felt like you were having to either surrender to situations with your children, or that you were feeling victimized, or felt like you were suffering because you were a parent, okay? And this is going to change. With Saturn going direct, it's going to give you your power back. All right. So this could also look like, with Saturn going direct, Saturn can represent work, because it is the ruler over Capricorn. So this could mean that you're gaining more work from home, okay? I do want to say too, because a lot of readers, they don't look at it this way, but with Pisces being loss and grief, transformation is also Pisces, endings is Pisces, okay? That there could be a home inherited, or someone within your life that is a father figure of some sort. Could be a grandfather, could be a father, could be a person that is of authority within your world. Could be a mom, right? A parent of some type, that they're gaining their power back in regards to their home life. Or there was a loss of some sort and a home is obtained by them. Okay, just to let you know. So let's get more into it. I'm going to look at Capricorn, and I'm going to look at the 10th house. Okay, so 10th house is ruled by Capricorn in astrology, and Capricorn rules your second house in astrology, in your chart. Okay, so we're dealing with 10th house is your legacy. 10th house is your professional life, your work career, and your reputation. Father's health and wealth. It can be mentors, people you look up to, of admiration. Your role that you play in life, your status that you hold, and your power. And all of this is in Virgo, dealing with your lifestyle, dealing with detail-oriented service to others, okay? This is also, Virgo is considered your health and your pets and self-mastery, all right? And is connecting with Saturn here, going direct in your home life. So what could happen here is that you obtain some capability of being a leader or authority figure that deals with a self-mastery over maybe homes. Maybe you're starting to do real estate. Maybe you're starting to deal with properties because you've learned something from Saturn dealing with your own, right? This could also be some type of lifestyle that is changing due to authority. And that could be because of a boss. It could be because of your professional life. But your life is changing one way, shape, or form to bring in more structure, to bring in the desire to structure. Could also bring back your power, right? Dealing with your status. Your status can be single to married, married to single. It can also be CEO to laborer. It can be apparent, right? And your power is coming back here. This activation can also bring in an upgrade within work to change that status because of that self-mastery. There could be some type of change that happens due to your health situation, right? That it can go one or two ways with this. It could be that that health situation that you have is like emotional, maybe psychological, okay? And that changes your status, right? It could be a situation of your lifestyle, that the lifestyle that you've been having at home isn't necessarily good for you, and Saturn steps in and it changes that lifestyle, whether that is to give you a job to do, or whether that is to structure your daily routine so that things are better. Maybe you went through some type of depression or suffering or victimization, and a lifestyle change is necessary. Maybe it's you listening to those of a mentor or a person of admiration to help with stoicism or structuring that mind, right, on a daily basis. This could also be a situation of you get down into the nitty-gritty, right? Down into the nitty-gritty of how to gain your power back on an everyday to deal with that emotional body. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with mentors. It could be that you are trying to gain your power back, and Saturn going direct allows you to find the right people, allows you to find the right leaders. Okay, you yourself could become a boss or a leader at this time with the 10th house in Virgo of service to others. It could also be that Saturn going direct can help you in the suffering of the job that you're in, if that is necessary. If that's something that, you have been asking the universe for, because Pisces is part of the universe, right? It's the divine that steps in and takes away things that no longer serve you. So if you had been feeling like a victim or suffering within your job, within your title that you have within work, or situations of, your everyday life, that will change, okay? Because with Saturn direct, it structures and plans for the long term. It builds you upon that mountain, because Capricorn is represented by the goat that climbs the mountain. And if there isn't a mountain to climb, they go to the next one. Right? Oh, goodness. So the second house being close to this Saturn being in Capricorn. So the second house deals with the value that you bring into the world. It also deals with the values that you hold and morals, your self-worth and confidence. It can be your spending and income, right? Sensual things, luxurious things. And all of these things in Capricorn is bringing structure back into your world with money, with feeling that stability, because second house is ruled by Taurus in astrology. Feeling that stability, feeling like you're capable, with that self-confidence and sense of belonging being activated, that you will have the capability to do what's needed, okay? Your power is connected to this, that you hold the power of making the money that is necessary, bringing in stability, of dealing with that self-worth and confidence that's either, close to your emotions, or it could be that you have to work on it, on an everyday, that you have to remind yourself with affirmations, or you need to listen to those that have, or you need to put more of an effort in your work to maybe push that self-confidence of, completion. I can complete this. And it's beautiful. It's mine. Because you are detail oriented when it comes to anything that you're working on, anything that you're involved in, even the titles that you hold. If you're a parent, if you're a mom, you're capable of being a mother. You're capable of being a parent. You hold the power, right? Because some people, they do end up feeling powerless when it comes to children, okay? And I'm here to remind you that Saturn is going direct in your 4th and pushing upon that 10th house of power to your self-confidence. You will gain that power back, okay, with structure, with planning, freedom, if that's necessary. If you've been looking for freedom in regards to a work situation, that can happen now. It can give you the capability of being at home more. It can give you the capability of, if you need to, work from home, right? I'm going to look at Aquarius. Aquarius in traditional astrology is ruled by Saturn, okay? So let's check out, I'm going to change my pen. Let's check out Aquarius. It's in the 3rd house. The 3rd house is ruled by Gemini in astrology, and it deals with communication. It deals with your mindset. It deals with moving and movement. It deals with smaller education, like certificates and ideas, documents, vehicles and phones and laptops. It also deals with aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors. Okay? The environment you grew up in. So with this activation with Saturn, it could be that you're moving, that you found a home and you're moving. You found this over the internet, because Aquarius is the internet. Aquarius is also groups, clubs, and affiliations. Okay? Aquarius can represent friendships of long distance, acquaintances. It can also be your goals, your hopes and dreams and wishes. Okay? That said, it's helping you take the power back and structure with detail-oriented management of your hopes, dreams, wishes, and goals, okay? And this could be a time to where, if your goal was to get a home, if your goal was to have something done to your home, whether that be renovation or fixing something, a leak of something, right? That was your goal. Saturn is allowing it to happen. Saturn could also, with this 3rd house activated, give you someone that has the power to change and structure and give freedom to whatever is necessary with your goal, with your mindset. Like bring in a mentor for you, or bring in some type of leader for you. Also give you the capability of skills that are needed to plan and structure and obtain that land and property that you've been wanting. Or it can bring in a person to help you. Does that make any sense? I'm trying to show you both ways, that it can come out of you, but it can also be on the outside of you. Because when a planet is direct, it deals with physical things, right? In the physical. So a person can actually help you obtain documents, and ideas could come that have an impact in regards to that freedom that you've been looking for, that have an impact in regards to communication that's needed for you to move forward with a home, property, right? Nurturing. Your emotional body is there also. So it could be something that Saturn is trying to show you with other people, that maybe it's necessary for you to move, or maybe it's necessary for you to I can't really give a detail in regards to the emotional body, but it deals with Pisces. So maybe it's necessary for you to surrender and let go, right? Maybe it's necessary for you to obtain some type of faith, okay? Faith-based belief. This is all to structure your home life. This is all to structure that emotional body, okay? Aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors could have an impact on this transformation. And I say transformation because Pluto is in Aquarius and it's activated. It's going to sextile Saturn, okay? It's activated and it's trying to transform that communication that you have to yourself and other people, maybe even to the outside world, to obtain authority, to get the people necessary within your tribe to put you in the right club, group, or affiliation that's needed so that you can obtain that skill or to push forward with whatever goal that you have, okay? Advertising is also third house. Okay, so this could mean that if you had put out advertising, whether that advertising to me can be like anything of selling yourself or selling something for other people. So, for example, a resume is advertising that you can do this, that, and the other, right? And you could have feedback in regards to that resume. Also, advertising can be for that job, and you can have more clients, right, from that job. I'm just stating a fact here of advertising and transformation with Pluto. Now, Pluto is transformation. It's also death and rebirth. So this could be a time to where you find out that you're pregnant, okay, that you're becoming a mother. I'm putting that out there because Saturn going direct can bring in that structure facilitated with mother figure. And also communication is activated with Gemini. And it could be that you find out that you're pregnant. Or that it could be that you find out someone else is. Aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors, right? That they are, or siblings, that they are pregnant, okay? And there's some type of situation that involves you in regards to a home life, maybe even being a leader for that other person with their emotional body because you went through so much turmoil with yours, okay? So, because Saturn can be leadership. Also, you could figure out that you have this capability of helping others with their emotional body or nurturing them in some way, shape, or form. And Saturn is structuring that for you to help others. And you could be helping those aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors or siblings. And I think that might be about all. I'm seeing if there's anything else here. Now, you could turn in some type of skill or ability that you've learned by fixing your home or your land or property, or by, helping your own emotional body or sense of securement or nurturing yourself, right, in some way, shape, or form. You can help others do this, and you could obtain some type of small certificate in regards to that skill and learning ability that you have, right? Saturn wants to put you in the authority seat. It wants to show you that you are capable of having power in the fourth house. And because of that, it can turn you into a leader. It can turn you in a person of authority that can help others, because the collective is Pisces. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Capricorn. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to take a look at Saturn and Pisces in your third house. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. I do want to warn you that Mercury is retrograde, so I'm trying my best with these videos. But I knew that it was very important to get Saturn out before it goes direct so that you can understand how it's happening in your world. All right, so the third house is communication, is your mindset. It's aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors, and siblings. Small education, like certificates. It's also moving and movement, media and writing, skills and learning abilities. I think I said that, but I'm going to say it again. Phones, gadgets, laptops, can be vehicles. It can also be the environment you grew up in. With Saturn retrograde can bring on types of depression, types of suffering, types of victimization. And with that said, in your mindset being in the third house, it could have had an effect on you personally in regards to feeling like you were a victim or suffering in some way, shape, or form. This could have also been a situation with siblings of they acted like they were taking the power from you, or aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors and siblings doing the same, right? Of they felt like they were taking the power from you. Or this could have been situations of you hearing that they lost their power in some way, shape, or form. Could have been a job. It could have been a person in their life that was a father figure. It could have been a person of a mentor. Communication coming from people having some type of loss, or this could be communication from, maybe no communication in regards to jobs, okay? Because jobs are Saturn, and it could have been that, you've been looking for a job and then nothing. This could be a time to where you receive documentation, or the documentation that you put out there, or any type of advertising yourself, such as a resume or advertisement for jobs in general. You get feedback, okay? Saturn going direct is bringing back that power. Saturn is bringing back that leadership in regards to your communication, that leadership and authority in regards to any type of mindset, okay? This could be also that if you haven't found anyone to help you with your mindset, that this is a time to where that happens, okay? Because Saturn can be literal authority or bosses or those people of leadership that know exactly what they're talking about, and you could be led to them to be taught how to manage that mindset, because Saturn is management, Saturn is structure, Saturn is pushing back all of that suffering and victimization and bringing back your power, okay? Third house being moving. This could mean that you're taking authority of, moving either homes or moving jobs, depending on. This could also be a situation of a transformation that happens due to some type of loss that had already happened with Saturn retrograde, and it's requiring you to move, okay? And it's bringing back in structure and power and leadership to you. Dealing with the intricates, pretty much, because Gemini rules the third house in astrology. So dealing with the intricates, dealing with all of the details, all of the situations that need to be dealt with in regards to that moving. This could be also the same thing with any type of documents that you had filled out and waiting to hear back. This could be Saturn moving forward to give you the power and communication coming in of that document, or idea moving forward with, because third house is ideas, and it could bring in some type of idea on what to work on, how to gain your leadership, how to gain your power, how to be an authority figure. Okay. I'm seeing if there's anything else here. Media is here, and media can have an impact in regards to that power and mindset. It can also be that you are gaining your power back on media and your writing capabilities, maybe even a skill or learning ability coming through in regards to work situations, okay? Or you're getting feedback in regards to your skill and learning abilities, and you're upgrading within your work because of that, okay? All right, so I do want to say to you that transformation and endings is Pisces. If it is necessary for you to transform a job situation, transform a situation with any type of authority, it could happen during this time, but it's going to happen for your good. Either way, your power is coming back in that third house. Please remember that you are Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. So communication can feel a little bit brash to other people, right? It could be very demanding. Okay, just to let you know. All right, so let's look at Capricorn in your first house, because Saturn rules Capricorn, and it also rules the 10th. So we have the first house activated with Capricorn. That is who you are, your image, your looks, your physical body, the identity you hold, the way that other people see you, your physical appearance, your self-leadership, self-governing, self-autonomy, okay? The style of you, the aesthetic of you. And this could be a time to where, because Saturn is direct, that you feel more structured. So therefore, in the physical you, you're structuring your style, you're structuring how you look to others, okay? This could also be that an identity change is abound, and it could be due to a work facilitation. It could be due to the 10th house that's in Libra for you. It could be because of a relationship that you have, a marriage partner, a friendship. They could have an impact in regards to a change of identity that happens. They could also have an impact in regards to a change of status, such as a work status, a parental status. This could be a time to where you become a parent and you hear it from your partner that they are pregnant. Partners are Libra. Libra is business associations, clients. It's also marriage partners, significant others, boyfriends, girlfriends, friendships. It's also open enemies, contracts, collaborations with other people, therapy, okay? That's all Libra. Libra can also represent balance coming back into that professional life, balance coming back into your status of who you are. This could also be facilitated as you getting more clients and taking leadership in regards to that. And because of that, it could seem that you are gaining more power within yourself, and therefore, again, your physical can change, such as either if you're working more, your physical body can change. If you are having to dress for success, your aesthetic can change, right? if you are changing the way that people see you and your reputation, it's all due to some type of stoicism that you have acquired. Stoicism is Capricorn, to where it places that power within your mindset. And it's all due to maybe a partner, okay? Or maybe that you want a partner. This could also be that status change that deals with the relationship and it upgrades. Well, it really depends on what you want it to be, right? So it could upgrade or it can downgrade, right? It really depends on what you want, Capricorn. But relationships are having an impact on you during this time. Now, your partner, their status can change. They could have an upgrade in work, and therefore maybe you don't have to do as much, or it eases up things or brings balance back into your world. This could also be that your partner has an impact in regards to your power, and they could give you more confidence. They can change things for you during this time. This could be that therapy does this for you, or that there is some type of contract, collaboration, alliance, or commitment that comes in. And this could be for your legacy. This could be what actually helps you with that power or your status change. This could also be your reputation is being assessed by you, and you're gaining that power back from reputations with a relationship that you've had before, maybe even a friendship, okay? Because Libra is activated. So I want to look at Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn in traditional astrology, okay? And that is your second house. And the second house is your money, your value, the way you show value out into the world, the way you are valued, self-worth and confidence, sensual things, your income, like I said, your spending, and also your face, your the food you eat, stability, okay, is the second house. The second house is connected with your goals. You want stability within your world. That's why you are a Capricorn, okay? You want it in money. You want it in everything. You want to have luxurious items, right? Second house. And you want to be seen for that, that you had worked for that. You know what I mean? Aquarius deals with your goals. It deals with your wishes. It deals with groups, clubs, and affiliations. It also deals with older siblings, friendships of long distance. It can be socializing in a big way, technology. It can also be on an emotional scale, detachment, right? And this could be a time to where it's required of you to gain that power of stability, to gain that power of making more money, to detach from situations of what your reputation is or how you're seen by other people, okay? It could be required for you to do that. With Saturn direct, it can give you the capability of I can't even say it, honey. Desensitize. I'm going to try. I don't understand. Mercury retrograde. Desensitization. Let me laugh at myself, Capricorn. Okay. To where nothing actually hits home for you because you're detaching your emotions from it. Whether that is with your reputation or the status that you hold within work or the status you hold within relationships, this could be a time to where Saturn helps you detach from that too much vulnerability or too much wanting to control the money, wanting to control the love, wanting to control home situations or how to make money, or, situations of your self-confidence, right? To detach from others. Libra being activated with that 10th house, okay? Detach what others are saying about you in regards to yourself, in regards to how you do and how you work. This could lead to a transformation because Pluto is there. Pluto being activated in that second house can give a transformation, an ending. It can also give a death and rebirth of money. So it could be, I'll give you an example because my husband is a Capricorn rising. So there are situations of his work, and it hasn't been so great because of the circumstances that are abound in the world right now, and the way that his emotions are, and because of that, and the way that his emotions are because of not just that, but other things that have been happening, right? That he has to detach on how he can make the money, make the bag, and allow me to do what I need to do. Does that make any sense? Without feeling like he is incapable of providing, right? So detachment from having to get the bag, detachment from maybe a group or club situation of how they see you, detachment from internet situations could be the same, right? Of groups, clubs, and affiliations, the way that they see you, okay? Transformations can happen to where if you are a person that is on the internet, that you can make money, or your partner is the person that is on the internet and they can make money, right? This could be a situation of transformation that happens of pushing you to the right club, group, or affiliation that helps you gain more of value, showing your value. They appreciate your value, right? And it could be because of that partner. It could be because of you just finding them, because transformation is abound within that second house. It will be there, Pluto, until 22 years, I think so. And it will consistently change the way that you're making money, spending money. It will consistently change your self-confidence and your worth and value, the way you bring value into the world. It will consistently change things of what you enjoy to eat. Maybe even your face, of course, because we all get older. You know what I mean? So Pluto can have a rebirth also of bringing in more. All right, so just keep that in mind. With Saturn activated, it's structuring this for you. It's structuring on how can I make more. And there's a detachment you need to have, maybe with numbers, okay? Because some people, they get so attached to, let's say, $600 versus $6,000, right? And the 6,000 has this fear that comes with it of, well, I can pay this off, or I can do this with that. There is a detachment that needs to happen in regards to the number. Just keep going. Just keep climbing the mountain. Just keep pushing through. Does that make any sense? Because more is coming. And it could be due to a loss of some type. It could be due to an inheritance, because Pluto is death, okay? It could be due to some type of transformation of a job. It could be due to some type of transformation of groups, clubs, and affiliations, or that wish coming true in some way, shape, or form. And Pluto is trying to prepare you to just accept it, to accept that the divine has your back, even though it can pull you down into hell, which Pluto is represented by Hades. It can pull you down into hell to show you your blessings. And the more detachment that you have, the better off you'll be. Does that make any sense? So, because things, they come and go in life. That's our experience, okay? But to understand that you're capable of doing things with Saturn activated is going to show you your leadership within your self-worth and confidence. It's going to show you your power that you have to make the bag, right? It's going to show you that power that you hold within maybe even your love life or being loved by the public, because groups, clubs, and affiliations in the public is Aquarius, right? It's going to show you maybe during parties of how you're valued, okay? Or events to show you of how you're valued. Your value could come out of creating those events. Your value could come out of creating that group, club, or affiliation, right? I'm seeing if there's anything else here. And also the community, okay? So keep those in mind, because with Aquarius here is innovative. It's innovative and it's different. You have a different path than other people on how to make the bag, on how to gain that self-worth and confidence. It's different. It's not the norm. It's not what is the word I'm trying to find? The mundane, okay, is very different, innovative with Aquarius activated. Now, I do want to say too that Aquarius is ruled by Uranus in astrology, and Uranus is located in Taurus right now, and Taurus rules that second house. So we have a couple of combinations here with Aquarius being ruled by Uranus and also Taurus being activated in the second, right? But it being in your fifth, Taurus being in your fifth house, that fifth house deals with your love, hope, joy, and optimism. It deals with motivation. It deals with beautiful things such as celebrity, popularity, and recognition status, pets, dating, your dating life, friendships, your talents and genius, your God-given talents and genius, you know what I mean? And it can also, you know, be the other side, like infidelity. But with Uranus activated, Uranus is bringing in change to you internally, with it being retrograde, is revising, redoing, reassessing all the ways of Taurus of how to make money, of how to gain that self-worth and confidence, of how to be affiliated with the right groups, clubs, and affiliations, right? Is trying to push you to understand that you're capable of changing situations of money and enjoying life. That maybe enjoyment of life is necessary for you to have that self-worth and confidence. Uranus can bring in chaos. It can bring in changes. It can liberate you to the freedom necessary for your path. And it could be that you've been thinking about, how can I make more money over the internet, using media or using clubs, groups, and affiliations. Or it could be a revising situations of that. Or what I'm trying to think here of, because retrograde is redoing, reviewing, reassessing, all of the re's, okay? And this could be a replay of situations of money that deal with your skills and learning abilities, that deal with your hobbies, that deal with friendships, that deal with your love life. This could be a replay of that, okay? Situations of that. Or it could be that it's trying to nudge you to having more fun in your life while making more money. or using your God-given talent and genius to make money. Okay? Because the second house being in Aquarius, it will give you that transformation that's needed. With this Saturn being activated, you're going to get an idea. You're going to get maybe even communication or a document of some sort. Something's going to happen to liberate you with fifth house entities of enjoyment and having more money and using your hobbies as making money. Or this could be with my husband, how this has been defined as agriculture, right, of cattle. Okay, cattle is represented by Taurus, of course, with agriculture and livestock, okay, of any type. Doesn't have to be, just cattle. It can be goats, it can be anything. But with him in particular, this could be him being able to make more money with cattle, or being able to enjoy them more. And it helps with his self-worth and confidence, or being affiliated with new groups, clubs, and affiliations due to cattle. Does that make any sense? So it's going to facilitate you with the power to do so. Some type of third house affiliation, of communication, of documents that come in, of situations of being on media. Maybe it's included. He does have a YouTube channel. It's Old Bull Ranch, if you want to look it up on YouTube. I'm on there. You'll get to see me because I'm in the dark on my YouTube channel. That's on purpose though, because I work outside in not climate controlled areas, and I'm always dirty. And my hair is just and people want you to look like a model whenever you're a talking head, and I just can't. Okay. I just can't. I do my YouTube whenever I can. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's at night. It really depends on, but I just can't get myself together sometimes. Anyways, but with the fifth house activated with Taurus, this could mean that there's something accumulating with money in regards to either you could win something, because fifth house is winnings, is competition, winning in competition, and also lottery. And this could mean that it hits and that you're pushing forward with that transformation of the second house, of that bag of gaining more money. So if I were you, I would most definitely play. Right? I'm going to tell my husband to play. All right, Capricorn, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Aquarius. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Saturn going direct in your second house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the second house deals with money, of course. It deals with your self-worth, your self-confidence. It also deals with the value that you bring into the world. The values that you have in regards to what you value, such as material things and luxurious things, are here in the second house. The second house in astrology is ruled by Taurus, and it can deal with homes, it can deal with merchandise, it can also deal with tangible things of luxury, okay? It can deal with the senses, such as taste, feel, and smell, like aromatherapies, foods. It can deal with your face also. With Saturn retrograde, it may have messed with what you could eat and what you couldn't eat, right? Depending on the person. It could have messed with your face. of using some type of cream that you've always used, and then all of a sudden you have breakouts. Okay. Saturn could have also done a few things to your money. Pisces in general is loss, it's transformation and endings. And it could have dealt with some things of your job or how you spend money, not allowing you to spend as much money on luxurious items. Those luxurious items you may have had to sell so that you could get money to pay bills, or this could have been situations of Pisces with its transformation, of you having to rely on your faith in order to find a job, okay? Or this could have been situations of finding jobs that are part of prisons, hospitals, film and photography. I'm trying to think of any other Piscean things. Pisces deals with loss. It deals with the taboo, mediumship in past lives, and astrology and tarot. It also deals with karma, healing. It deals with letting go and going with faith, psychic and intuitive abilities. This could have been a time to where you found that you have this manifestation, psychic, intuitive ability within you. This could have also been a time to where you had premonitions in regards what to do with your face or with food, with things that you can touch, right? This could have been situations of habits being the thing with Pisces. Pisces can be drugs and alcohol and habits, right? Habits of any type. And this could have dealt with whatever foods or drinks that you were consuming. And it was teaching you lessons in regards to moderation or letting go of that habit. Okay, so Pisces being activated, being with loss and grief, there could have been some type of situation, and still could, with Saturn going direct, that you get money from a loss, or you get money from some type of inheritance. Okay, that is still a possibility with Saturn direct. Saturn direct is going to lift that victimization or suffering that's happening in this house. And it could have felt like you could never make any money, or it could have felt like everything that you had earned, you had to spend. Okay. This could have been a situation of, those allergic reactions or those situations with food. They were victimizing you. And Saturn going direct, you're able to manage it better. You're able to take charge and have leadership within this house. Saturn can represent the desire for structure and freedom. So with Saturn direct, this could be a situation of a replay that happens with money, okay? But you're figuring out how to structure and plan. That could mean that you, during Saturn retrograde, you decided to make a budget, or you decided to figure out a way for your money to make money on its own, rather than you having to put forth as much work, right? The divine steps in with Saturn direct, and it could change situations for you, such as you having a gain of some type from a Saturn person, which could literally be a Capricorn. It can also be in the house that it's in, such as a Taurus, okay? It could be from a father, if there was situations with a father's health, wealth. Saturn direct is there to structure it, okay? Saturn is also desensitization, to where you can push back your emotions and do the things that are necessary. So if there is any problems or anything that you're going through in regards to food, in regards to money, in regards to your self-worth and how you bring value into the world, there could be this pushback of emotions that happens so that you can do what is necessary to get done, do what is necessary to make the bag. Does that make any sense? Okay, so I do want to look at Capricorn because Saturn is the ruler over Capricorn. So we're going to take a look at the 12th house. The 12th house is also a Piscean house within astrology. Okay, the 12th house is the same definitions as Pisces. It is loss, mediumship, past lives, karma, healing, restoration of any type of past conditioning. Spirituality, soul work, enlightenment is the 12th house. Letting go and going with faith. Transformation and endings, psychic and intuitive abilities. Higher states of consciousness, which I said with enlightenment, but sometimes people like to separate the definition. Hidden enemies, habits. It can be hospitals and prisons, and the mystical, films and photography, foreign and foreign revenue. So this could be a time to where you invest in foreign revenue, or this could be a time to where there is a transformation of your money. There is a transformation of how you bring value into the world. There could be some type of transformation of you deciding to be a person that does taboo, astrology, tarot, anything of esoteric knowledge, that you're getting more involved in that, and that transforms that money situation, or it transforms the value that you bring into the world. Doesn't necessarily have to be taboo. It could be of faith. Okay. Sometimes Pisces is I believe, right? That's its stationary definition is I believe. So whatever you believe, you could be using that as your value. You could be using that as gaining. Okay. Working with plumbing, working with anything of water, okay, can be a situation with Capricorn in the 12th. All right. It can also be working with something of damage, water damage, right? So just to let you know that this could be a time to where you get a job in regards to those things. This could also be a time to where your job is either transforming or it's ending. It can go either way with the 12th house activated. I do want to look at the 10th house. The 10th house is the Capricorn house in astrology, okay? Within your chart, Scorpio is there. And Scorpio is giving you hints of what you can do for your power. 10th house is your power, your legacy, your professional life, your reputation, your father's health and wealth, the role that you play in life, the status that you hold. So the 10th house being in Scorpio, scorpionic things can be insurance, it can be life insurance, it can be inheritance. Scorpio is the 8th house in astrology, so it can be shared resources. It can be also that hidden knowledge and taboo topics and investments and long-term finances is Scorpio. Scorpio can also be healing of fears and merging of two souls or divorce. This could be crisis. This could be grants, government, taxes, mortgages, banking, loans of any type. All right. Kundalini can be represented by Scorpio. And this could literally be a time to where that's activated, because there is a transformation happening with your power. If this is on a psychological level, you are awakening to what you're good at. You are awakening to your value. You are awakening to your self-worth and confidence. Okay. Now, on the other hand, with tangible things, so let's say that this is in require of a job. This could be that Scorpio being activated is transforming either the way that you think about work, or this could be that windfall of an investment pan out, or this could be inheritance coming through to transform your power, to transform your professional life. Your work itself could have a transformation. You could have an upgrade, okay? In regards to your work, Saturn wants you to become a leader and a boss and put you in a position of leadership. So this could be that you are transforming to that leader. This could also be a situation of death and rebirth, because that is Scorpio, okay? And rebirth is, a baby being born. So that has an impact in regards to your professional situation, in regards to your status of the title people know you as. Now you're a parent, right? It could also be the other way around, a death. It could be a situation of a death of a job, or a death of a title. Like if you're getting a divorce, then that's a death of a title, right? It could be a transformation of that divorce. And that can look like both ways of either it doesn't necessarily happen, but it had been brought up, or it could be a situation to where it does, but it pays out for you. Does that make any sense? Okay, so with this activation with Scorpio, I do want to say that Pluto is activated. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and also Pluto is in Aquarius in that first house, okay? And Aquarius is also a traditionally ruled by Saturn, okay? So it's all connected. With Pluto in Aquarius is changing your identity. First house is your identity and the way that other people see you. It is your physical appearance and your physical body, your self-leadership, self-governing, your self-autonomy, and also your aesthetic, the way that you dress. So with Pluto here, it's going to be here until 22 years, and it's going to consistently change the way of who you are. Okay. So this could mean that your identity of being a person that is connected with groups, clubs, and affiliations is changing. Also, your identity can change at a party of some type, 3 or more people. And that could mean that you're getting proposed to, or you're proposing to another. This could also mean that, because Aquarius is groups, clubs, and affiliations, it's also your hopes, dreams, and wishes. It can be technology and socializing 3 or more people. Older siblings are also Aquarius, and friendships of long distance. Aquarius can be detaching from situations. And that could be the situation here of Pluto is trying to detach you from a stationary identity for you to get through to what is necessary with your self-worth. Okay? It could also be transforming the way that other people see you. Maybe you weren't a person of faith, and then all of a sudden that's who you become, and you find value in that. The same goes with taboo topics of astrology and tarot. The same also goes with if a windfall of money comes to you, whether that is from a payout of some sort or whether that is from an inheritance, that transformation is going to be seen by other people. Does that make any sense? And you can change your money situation because of that, or you can change what you value because of that. This could also be a situation to where, things happen within our lives. We're human and we're finite. And by that, I mean, we don't live forever, and neither do our loved ones, right? So this could be a time to where you're figuring out how to structure your will and testament for that legacy. And it changes the way that other people see you. Does that make any sense? But an identity change is assured here with the first house. And it's the first beginning of how Pluto's interacting in this house. So if you do end up as a person of leadership, or if you do end up as a person that loses their job, Saturn direct is trying to give you an out, freedom of a situation, okay? It's trying to assure you that you're capable of being your own leader, and the requirement for you to structure your situation to get through anything, okay? So, because there could be repeats of things that have already happened. We have Uranus activated in Taurus. Let me grab another pen here. And that's in your 4th house. And Uranus is change. Uranus is retrograde, so it's working on revising, redoing, reviewing, resituating, all the re's, a repeat, right, of situations that have happened already in regards to homes. 4th house is homes and properties in regards to moms, in regards to motherhood, mother figures, in regards to your emotional body, okay? Your sense of belonging is activated with 4th house. The 4th house in astrology is ruled by Cancer, okay? Just to let you know. But the 4th house can also be your foundation. And it can also be you understanding ancestral patterns, okay? Because this is a replay, a redo, a review of things happening in that 4th. Past situations is the 4th house. And it's in Taurus, dealing with your self-worth, dealing with food, dealing with those tangible things that you value, material things that you value, how you bring value into the world. It's also bringing in that money situation, okay? So with Uranus, Uranus creates chaos, but it also creates freedom on the other end of it. So there's a mixture of the two. It could feel like a chaotic time, but because it's a replay, you've already been through it, and you're structuring with Saturn direct because they're talking to each other, right? In that 2nd house. Remember, I told you 2nd house is ruled by Taurus in astrology. So this is a mirror of what can happen. So Saturn can structure you to be at home so that you can become that parent of leadership. Saturn can structure you to change things in regards to your home so that you can gain more money from that home if you're trying to sell it, right? Saturn can also push you to organize what's needed for the home first before stepping into that materialistic leisure, okay? It can you could gain a home if that's something that you haven't had before, because remember, those mortgages are at the 10th. You could actually gain a home during this time. It would be a home that you could work with or that you need to work on. It could be either way, but Saturn is trying to create that freedom with Uranus for you. Freedom of feeling the value within yourself and have self-confidence. Freedom of your power coming out within your home life, right? This could be Uranus telling you that, you know, if you haven't tried to use the government in one way, shape, or form, this could be a time to where it's necessary, okay? If you lost that job, or if you have certain things that you need to pay, there are ways that you can get more. And chunky money, shared resources is where your power lies within the 10th house. And you're capable of using that, whether that is adding another person to taxes, or whether that is getting a grant of some sort, or you're capable of using that home as a work facilitator to gain, right? And, you know, we have agriculture activated with Taurus. We have, you know, livestock, things of that nature activated with Taurus, if that's something that you were interested in doing at home, right? Having land and raising livestock, that's what I do, right? But not necessarily my own. This is more so of I rent the land. You know, I do what I can to do the things that I love, right? So, and that could be something that you're thinking about. And I think that might be about it, Aquarius. But all in all, Saturn's going to structure how you use and spend money, how you have your value and see your value. Your emotional body is going to be managed when it comes to things of food or face, okay? Your situations of any type of dietary things that had been happening to you, whether you became, what do you call that? Diabetic, right? That could have happened with Saturn retrograde, or Saturn just being here in this house to teach you lessons on how to eat and teach you lessons on moderation. Okay, because an overindulgence can happen with the second house activated. All right. And the same thing goes with anybody else in your life. It could be fathers. It could be mothers. And it could be a replay of them having to deal with their dietary supplements, right? Or their dietary situation. Excuse me. All right, Aquarius, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Pisces. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Saturn going direct in your first house. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. So the first house is your image, your looks, your physical body, your identity, your self-leadership, your self-governing, your self-autonomy. This can also be exploration of your sexuality, the first house. With Saturn here, Saturn is going direct and trying to find solutions for any type of lessons, any type of work facilitation. Saturn is work. Saturn is fathers, bosses, authority figures, and leaders, okay? And it could be trying to make you a leader with it going direct. Also, it can give you a type of desensitization to where you don't necessarily feel as much. You just push through as needed to get whatever that is needed done, right? So, excuse me, Saturn retrograde may had an impact on your purpose. Who are you, right? How do other people see you? It may have had an impact in regards to your mind of thinking whether or not the universe has your back, right? With Saturn direct, you will understand you will understand and see the blessings of the divine. Pisces is the divine messenger, divine situations that happen of enlightenment, right? It can give you this inspiration to design your own reality through the divine. Does that make any sense? So you could actually have visions or some type of premonition, some type of download that comes through, and then all of a sudden you know exactly what you were meant to do. With your purpose being a part of your identity, right? This could deal with helping others, giving into some type of humility thing, such as doing acts of service toward the collective, almost like being their savior, okay? And I say that with grace, obviously, because you can't save everyone. This would be a situation of you showing them that there's faith in things. God, source, the universe has your back in situations because you have experienced it, Pisces. Also, it can make you be a boss, a leader of some type of authority figure when it comes to spirituality, soul work, the mystical, astrology, tarot, mediumship, past life readings, karma readings. You could be one that interacts with different I'm sorry, Mercury is retrograde right now. I'm trying, some other method of healing, such as frequency work. Maybe you're one that does singing bowls, or maybe you're one that actually works with frequencies and can help others, like Reiki, right? Reiki healing. This can also be a situation to where endings and transformations of your old identity happen to place you in a state of authority in some way, shape, or form. That can look like a job, of course, and that can also look like a parent of maybe a father figure. If you're male, maybe it's a parent, just, the mother that's in charge. Does that make any sense? Transformations and endings. Now, loss is a thing when it comes to Pisces. There could have been loss. There could have been loss of jobs. There could have been loss of a person of authority within your world. Okay? It could have been your boss. It could have been just a person that you've seen of authority. Okay? And because of that, it had pushed you forward to healing. It had pushed you forward to healing that grief or healing any type of past situations that you had already been through. Okay. This could also be, secrets. Pisces is where things are hidden and hidden enemies. And this could be a situation to where you see how people see you. That the veil has lifted. and therefore you can act of your own authority to do what is necessary. That is Saturn in action. Saturn is also discipline. And this could mean that you have to consistently work on yourself for your purpose. Does that make any sense? That there is, if you're a teacher, right? If you're a teacher like I am, it could be that you have to consistently work to teach. We, as teachers, learn all the time and consistently relearn, refresh, and look at things on all sides of the box, because on the other octave of Pisces is Virgo. And Virgo is very detail oriented, right? Virgo makes lists. Virgo does not sit with drama. Virgo makes necessary lists for convenience. Does that make any sense? So that could be what you're doing during this time, that maybe that creation of leadership is working little by little as discipline, because, they define discipline as its action within minutes, right? So that's discipline, Saturn. So this could mean that you're taking upon action to discipline your actual identity or your purpose, okay? I do want to say, too, that Pisces has a lot to do with prisons and hospitals, rehabilitation, okay? It also deals with, I said loss, but it can deal with the grief aspect of it in a spiritual sense, right? And this could mean that you're taking part or helping or being a leader with prisons, hospitals, rehabilitation, helping others see the light in the darkness, okay? All right, so I want to look at what Saturn rules so we can get more of an idea on how things are upgrading for you, because Saturn makes things, when it's direct, it makes things push forward of, it's time for you to step in to your power, right? Because Saturn is power. Saturn rules Capricorn in astrology. Capricorn is in the 11th house. The 11th house is considered your hopes, dreams, wishes, and goals, networks, clubs, groups, and affiliations, community, okay? Friendships of long distance, older siblings, socializing in a big way, more than 3 people. Technology is also the 11th house. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius in astrology. And in your chart, it is in Capricorn. And that is trying to show you that you hold the power here. Okay, Capricorn is the definition of the 10th house, all right? So it is your legacy, your professional life, your work, your career, your reputation, your father's health and wealth, those that are mentors, those that you hold in admiration, okay? The role that you have in life, the status that you hold, and again, is your power. So you have this power setting with community, whether that is community related to Piscean things, such as astrology, tarot, anything of the mystic, right? You have this authority power in regards to the community that you reside in, those that have lost, those that have needed rehabilitation for habits, those that are in the hospital and prisons, those that are in the spiritual community, those that are of a Piscean entity, right? You have the power there. I say this because Saturn going direct will show you the power that you have there. Okay. And whether it is you trying to figure out what you want to do for a living or your purpose, it will be shown to you through other people. They will show you the power that you have. They will indicate that you are good at, and then fill in the blank. Okay. So remember that Capricorn placed here, you know, whether your Saturn is in Pisces natally or not, during this time, it will show you where you are appreciated. It will show you where you hold authority. If you had trouble feeling like the victim or suffering within your identity, whether that means that it's a status thing, such as being married, being single, being a parent, status can be anything. It is the title that people recognize you as, right? If you had trouble with that or trying to get a new type of status, this is the turnaround that's happening. This is where that victimization is going to leave you, and you're going to become the authority of your own self, okay? Now, Capricorn can also be an indication of you working with the community, of you working with larger groups, clubs, and affiliations, or new ones, of course. It can also be the indication that you're going to work on the internet, right? Using during this time would be your healing factor, or it could be just working over the internet as a job change. Okay, that could be it. Also, Saturn rules Aquarius in astrology and traditional astrology. Okay, so we're going to look at Aquarius. It's kind of the same, but within the Aquarian house, we have 12th house activated, which is actually ruled by Pisces, so it's kind of the same, right? The same definition. But within this 12th house is Pluto. And Pluto being there is transforming you. Okay. Pluto will be transforming this house for the next 20 to 22 years. But the first indication of Pluto now is interacting with Saturn, will sextile Saturn. They're talking to each other in agreement of it's time for you to upgrade, of it's time for you to enlighten or be enlightened, right? It's time for that transformation or ending to happen, to put you in a new group, club, or affiliation, to put you on the internet, to make you the authority over whatever projects, whatever situation you have going on with your professional life, right? It's time for you to be affiliated with your soul tribe. It's time to be affiliated with people that get you, people that see you, okay, for who you are. It is time. And with this, it could also be that you're having to leave those other group, clubs, or affiliations that you have, or that you're having to leave a job of some sort to push through and be a leader, take the reins of your destiny, okay? I understand that Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and that there could have been lots of confusion in regards to what you need to do. But with Saturn going direct, it will show you your authority and power. It will show you the right steps to take to push you to that new group, club, or affiliation, that new goal, right? Even if it's not new, doesn't necessarily have to be new. It's just the fact of you taking authority over that goal. Does that make any sense? That you're taking one step at a time with your discipline and strategy. Okay? Transformations are abound with the 12th house activated. Now, Aquarius is very innovative, is very liberated, is very, it can indicate freedom. It can also indicate pushing past any types of emotions necessary to get to the next thing. Okay? Now, with Pluto activated, it can transform you into, what is the word I'm trying to come up with? It was not neglect, but it's more of you don't react as much as you would. With Saturn retrograde, it was working on you internally, right? And it talking to Aquarius can transform those emotions that you were holding on to whatever past conditioning that you had went through, or whatever emotions that you were holding on to with the collective, and the way that the collective has been and interacting with each other, right? It can help you push past those emotions and not necessarily feel as much. Desensitizing is the word I was looking for. It can desensitize you. Aquarius has a way of detaching from emotions. And whatever is happening with this transformation, there is a certain detachment that may have to happen for you to take the next step necessary with Saturn to change that identity. Okay? We're going to look further into this. So I do want to look at, because I skipped it, and I'm going to go back to it because it's necessary. I'm going to look at the 10th house. Okay. The 10th house is in Sagittarius in your chart. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. So it's all talking to each other, right? A transformation is happening. This could be in regards to work. 10th house is work. 10th house is your legacy, your reputation, mentors, right? Your father's health and wealth. The role that you play, the status you hold in life. Again, that's either single, married, married, single, or father or mother, or anything like a CEO to a laborer, whatever. Your title that people see you as is changing. You're becoming the authority within that title, okay? With Saturn activated, with Pisces. It's also considered that you may have compassion for those that are in charge, okay? That there is more of an understanding for those in charge, okay? Now, 10th house being in Sagittarius. Sagittarius represents abroad. Sagittarius represents religious beliefs or belief systems, the story that you have, the story that you hold, okay? It's also your philosophy. It's also higher education is Sagittarius. Teachers, preachers, and gurus is Sagittarius. Sagittarius can also be a skill and learning ability, but it's for the bigger picture, okay? Because Sagittarius is the bigger picture. And this could be a time to where you're activating that Aquarian situation with goals that is transforming into you taking authority over the bigger picture, right? This could also be interpreted as that career setting being upgraded. And it could be due to that skill and learning ability that you're getting, or gaining some type of, I don't want to say certificate. It would be more of a degree, okay? Now, there are situations where work provides you with the ability to use grants, government, whatever, for a degree. Okay, and this could be a time to where your work is providing that for you to upgrade within that facility. Also, this could also be that you're seeing that you have power with being a teacher, preacher, or guru, or you're gaining that stoicism through a preacher, teacher, or guru, right? You're gaining that autonomy over yourself, self-autonomy, right? The way you lead yourself out into the world, they are helping you get the authority necessary for you to push through to your goal, okay? Sagittarius can also be in-laws, grandchildren, and grandparents, and this could indicate that you're becoming an in-law or a grandparent, or vice versa, that you're getting an in-law or grandparent because of your title changing, your status changing. Now, this can be the other way around of in-laws and grandchildren and grandparents. They're having an impact on your identity. Okay? Of course, when you get grandchildren, you become a grandparent, but when you get in-laws, you're getting married, right? If you're becoming a grandparent, then this could be also that you're making the necessary action to produce a legacy, or to define that legacy through whatever losses that could happen in the future. Does that make any sense? So that would be like your will and testament, or that would be that you're situating things for, you to leave your legacy behind. Sagittarius is also considered blessings and opportunities that come to you, okay? So with this connection with Saturn, that blessing could feel like a divine blessing, or it could feel like a divine opportunity. There could be some type of upgrade within your status, whether that is you getting married, or you becoming a parent, or it could be the other way around, depending on what you want. You know what I mean? Oh, goodness. But depending on what you want, of course, and included with Saturn of you taking the authority that is necessary to get that goal that you want, okay? But opportunities can come through, and blessings can come out of nowhere. Sagittarius has this savior complex, right? The angel that comes in to rescue you, okay, can be the definition of Sagittarius. And mixed with Pisces, it feels divine. It feels like it was meant to be, to help you escape from that suffering, from that victimization, right? Okay, so I want to look at Uranus, because we had Aquarius activated, and Uranus is the ruler over Aquarius in modern astrology. Okay, so let's look at, I'm gonna get another pen so we can follow along. Uranus is in Taurus at 29 degrees retrograde. All right, that is an anaretic degree. We are placed in the same thing that we've had going on back in April, May. Okay, I'm gonna use those months here. That your money could be changing. Your situations that had happened in April and May could be coming up again, but you know how to deal with them, right? You know how to facilitate what is necessary within your world to deal with them, because you already been through it. This could also be communication in regards to owing money. Money is Taurus. Also, Taurus can be homes. Taurus can be merchandise, things of luxurious items. Also, the value that you hold within the world. Okay. People seeing that value that you have can be Taurus. And it's indicated with the third house. The third house is your mindset. Okay. And it could be speech also is the third house. Communication in all aspects is the third house. The third house can be vehicles, siblings, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, neighbors, ideas and documents, moving or movement, media and writing, small education, the environment you grew up in. Okay. So this can work out a few ways with Uranus going retrograde. Uranus retrograde is reviewing, revising, resituating things for you as necessary to get Taurus things correct, such as your finances, such as your self-worth and confidence, such as your eating habits, okay? Food and face is Taurus. This could also be your spending habits, right? Is trying to situate things for you so that you have stability. Stability is Taurus. Stability could be within your mindset, okay? It could be trying to situate you to where you have stability within your finances, okay? Uranus. Uranus talking to the third house, right? Connections with the 12th. So there's going to be a transformation there. There's going to be some type of ending of a situation that you have been going through, either with finances, either with your home situation, could be your self-worth. Could be your self-worth connected to those aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors. It could also be a situation to where they help you get facilitated with new clubs, groups, or affiliations. This could be communication in regards to, you're wanting stability within your finances. So this could be communication in regards to that of maybe a vision from the divine on what to do and what group to be a part of. Or this could be all of a sudden they get in touch with you on maybe you've put things out there in regards to getting finances in a different way, or having some type of stability within your finances, and there's communication coming from them that you got that, or there's communication coming from them of the necessary things for you to take care of, right? It could be that. It could be situations with documents and ideas about finances, documents and ideas about what to do about your diet, documents and ideas in regards to being accepted into a group, club, or affiliation. And that can look like anything. That can actually look like college. That could look like anything. You know what I mean? Communities accepting you for something. Communication is the third house. I know it's the junk drawer of the zodiac, but instant changes happening with Uranus. Uranus can liberate you. Uranus can free you from things that are necessary. 29 degrees, honey, it is an anaretic degree, and there is freedom coming to you in regards to Taurus affiliations. So I want you to prepare yourself and have that stoicism within yourself that you are capable of doing what is necessary to get that freedom, right? This can also be that there are changes in regards to your education because you're getting a higher one. That could be it. That you're just adding to. Because the small education is the third house, but that doesn't mean that those courses just go away. You can add those courses to that 4-year degree and obtain that 4-year degree if necessary, right? This can also be moving or movement can happen to place you in the right community. It really depends on the person, of course, but Uranus being activated can either cause you to have chaos within to want to move, or it can bring in some type of liberation for you to do so into a better home. Taurus is luxurious. Taurus is, I don't want to say expensive, but it can be a stable home, right? Or it has you placed in a stable community. Or if it's not moving physically, this is you joining the community, right? That is more stable for you. Like I said earlier, your soul tribe, right? Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else here. Value that you bring into the world is Taurus. So this could mean that your ideas, your speech and communication, those things are of value, right? And you can place that out there. There could be indications from those clubs, groups, and affiliations that are like, hey, this is how you are valued, and it's through your communication of any type, or your writing ability, or your the way that you work with your hands, because third house can be tools, it can be ambidextrous, it doesn't necessarily have to be like construction tools. This can be like astrology or tarot, you know what I mean, to where you're communicating and using your hands, right? Third house is ruled by Gemini in astrology. It's very intelligent, okay? And so is the 10th in your chart with Sagittarius, very intelligent, okay? So this could be a time to where you're understood by your intelligence, that there are changes abound for them to see you for who you are, because of the way that Saturn taught you how to have that stoicism or courage, or taught you lessons within who you are, that you're not the victim, that you're not suffering, and to push forward with that authority within yourself. Does that make any sense? I hope so. I hope so. All right. But Saturn going direct is definitely going to have an impact on your identity and the way that other people see you. And Pisces, they are going to see you for who you are as a Pisces. Okay, so keep that in mind. I mean, authority has responsibility. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you. If you are doing a lot to get those goals, you know, to fruition, I do advise you to drink lots of water. Pisces is water, and we don't want lessons from Saturn on not having enough water. And also, if you're feeling overly emotional during the transition from Saturn and Pisces to Aries, right? If you're feeling that emotion and you're lost in the sauce, is what I'm going to call it, right? Immerse yourself in water. Go take a shower. Go meditate in the shower, right? Don't do it in the bathtub because you might fall asleep, but meditate in the shower. Imagine golden light coming down upon you and washing away all that toxin of black that's on you, okay? That's holding you down, weighing you down, those emotions that are weighing you down, okay? And I think that might be about all I have, Pisces. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.